Right, are we good? Are we live? I believe we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. We are back with more Carabao Cup action. I say we, it is just me in the studio tonight. It's a repeat of last Tuesday, it's the same game, it's just me, but it should definitely be a cracker. Welcome to the stream, Ed. Great to see you in here already. No surprise there, our most loyal viewer. And yeah, I'm excited for tonight. I think last week was a very decent game, and this week I would be expecting, well, more of the same if everything goes to plan. Southampton with a bit of a mountain to climb, as it was a 1-0 Newcastle in the first leg. Have forgot to do that for the graphics, by the way, an aggregate score, but we'll keep mentioning it, so it should be all right. But yeah, on to the stream. Says we are good and live. Where is Harry? Harry is at training again, unfortunately. For most Tuesday streams, he won't be here unless there is some cancellation, or say it's Chelsea, he might, take the week off. But yeah, most Tuesday streams he's not around, so yeah, will just be me. And obviously we do have Champions League coming up, so there's going to be a lot of games where you just have to put up with me, Ed. I know, gutting. But yeah, 2 votes in the polling chat so far. 100% in the favour of Newcastle. I don't think that's too surprising. Newcastle haven't conceded in, it's a mental amount of games, isn't it? I think it's 7 in the league and probably more in all comps. But they just look insane at the moment. And Southampton held on well the other night. But it wasn't enough. They got unlucky with the goal being disallowed. But then I guess Newcastle also got unlucky with the same issue, so pendulum swings both ways. It's an achievement to keep track of every here we go on transfer deadline day. Well, I've been trying to today. I've been trying to keep up with everything. And yeah, speaking of transfers, Anthony Gordon is being unveiled at Goodison Park, at St James's Park today. Yeah, big money move, big move. Will he do one at Newcastle? I'm not too sure. I think he's a decent little player, but is he what Newcastle need to really take them forward into European football? I would argue not, but I think he's still a very capable player. He should develop well while with them. And yeah, the transfers have been mental. I think the Enzo deal is still ongoing, so we'll keep up with that across the stream. But with not long now until the deadline slams shut, there doesn't seem to be a medical sign. There doesn't seem to be a deal sheet done. I don't think that'll get over the line now. But well, okay, we'll keep up with it regardless. Shall we have a look at the lineups for today's game? The game at hand, of course, Newcastle versus Southampton in the Carabao Cup. And they line up with Newcastle, the home side. Nick Pope between the sticks, dependable. Pope has been sensational this season, made some very important saves and kept a lot of clean sheets. It's a flat four who've also helped with that clean sheets of Trippier, Shah, Botman and Dan Burn. It's the same they usually line up with. Full strength, pretty much a full strength team today. Midfield 3 of Longstaff, Guimaraes and Willock. Joe Willock, very solid midfield 3. Almer on the right, Joe Linton on the left, and Wilson leading the line. Obviously, Joe Linton involved heavily last time, scored what was the eventual winner, did score a goal that was disallowed, but overall I think he was the player that had the most impact on that game for Newcastle. And yeah, as for Southampton, they line up with a 3-5-2. They've got a debutant again. We spoke about last time, obviously, how Alcaraz started. And they've got another debutant who we'll get onto in a second. But to start, it's Bazunu between the sticks. Quite a solid young goalkeeper. Back 3 of Lyanco. Bednarek comes in for his first start under Nathan Jones. He has just returned from loan at Aston Villa. And Salisu's also in there. Wing-backs of James Bree, who's just joined from Luton. That's a big deal. Just come in. Nathan Jones bringing in a lad he trusts. Interesting how he gets on with a step up to the Premier League. Walker Peters in at left wing-back. Then the midfield 3 of Alcaraz, who I thought looked brilliant last time. Diallo, who I don't think played last match. Might be incorrect there. And then James Ward-Prowse. And then the front 2 of Chams and Adam Armstrong. So a slightly different team. They opted for a 3 up front last time. Didn't really work. I think Orsic struggled to get involved, and Jennifer had to go off injured quite early, and that led to Adam Armstrong being brought on. I think the 3-5-2 will be interesting. I'll be very interested to see how Bray gets on. And another unveiling as well for Newcastle. I don't know who it is. I've never seen that person before, ever. I don't know whether he's just like his mate, he just had to rock up. I'm guessing he's another Newcastle signing, but I don't recognise him, unfortunately. If Enzo Fernandez joined Chelsea to shatter multiple records, what do you think about Cancelo to Bayern? That was a rogue one, wasn't it, Cancelo? Obviously, We've heard reports he's fallen out with Pep in training and wasn't getting much game time. Now he's just joined Bayern on loan. There's a 70 mil buy option in the loan as well. So it's an interesting one. I think they'll probably be able to bargain and get him for less as well at the end of the year. So yeah, very interesting loan move that. Inter vs Atalanta tonight as well. Unfortunately, no Gordon debut. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Gordon to be starting this quickly. Who's Newcastle got the weekend though? I feel like it's an easy game. Might be wrong, but I feel like they've got an easy game. I'll have a look, and then we'll get into some predictions. So people, make sure to get your predictions into the chat, and I'll be looking through them in just a moment. We've got West Ham, which last season you would have said, "Oh, that's gonna be a really difficult match," but should be a comfortable win for Newcastle this year. But yeah, make sure for your predictions in chat. Make sure to vote in the poll if you haven't already. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff for what should be a very good game. Should be a very good game. You never know. Could be an absolute stinker. And most I didn't just embarrass Cancelo, who changed his career. Yeah, but I think Cancelo will probably win more with Bayern. At least this season, they should win the Bundesliga, but you never know. Maybe it'll be the first time in years they don't, which would be amusing. I hope it happens. I really want that Bayern dominance to end. Whether it will, I guess time will tell. Since that game, Cancelo started less than a third of City's games. Yeah, obviously, the Rico Lewis has come back into the side. Walker's been playing... Well, sorry, Rico Lewis has come into the side. Walker's been back into it. So they've got options there. But I just think that Manchester City have lost a lot of talent this year. And, you know, they go into a title fight with Calvin Phillips, Jack Grealish, Nathan Ake, you know, like Rico Lewis, who's like 12, and they're the players they're relying to try and get him through. It's baffling to me. Probably wasn't happy about that, and he's probably got annoyed. Well, yeah, I imagine that's what it is. Falling out in training leads to lack of game time. Lack of game time leads to unhappiness again, so it's just a bad cycle, isn't it? But yeah, the Bayern move sort of makes sense. Bayern desperate for a right back, he'll fill that slot perfectly. Because Bayern have currently got Pavard, who's fine, and Stanisic, who's young, but other than that, I think that's the one place they lack a world-class option. So, well, not world-class, but you know what I mean. That's probably their weakness, isn't it? But yeah, prediction time then. I'll give mine. I'm going to go... I really want to back Southampton, you know. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 2-0 Saints. I think they're going to pull it off. It's going to be a shock. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to back Southampton regardless. I'm going to go 4. I think Bree's going to get an assist. Adam Armstrong goal. Deserve one in the first leg. I think he'll get one here. And then a second goal from James Ward-Prowse. So I'll go 2-0 Saints. It's a rogue one. I agree. But guess we'll see. If I'm spot on now, that's going to be the best prediction I've ever had on here. But yeah. Interesting how that game has had a massive effect on City. Pep's on a new contract because of it. Led to Cancelo going to Bayern. Yeah. How one game can affect so much. But yeah, we're about to get underway here. I'm going to start setting up the graphics and stuff, so I'm actually on top of it this time. Last time I was pretty slow with it. But yeah, just got to remember how to do it again. And yeah, hopefully tonight is a very good game. It'll be disappointing if it's not. I think the first leg was very decent. Hopefully tonight lives up to the standard that game's set. But yeah. X said, let's go 3-0 Newcastle. That is probably much more likely. But I'd love it if Southampton won 2-0, Jack. Yeah, that would be quality, wouldn't it? Just as much as I think a Newcastle versus Man United final would be the best, I think it'd be brilliant to see a small side get into the Carabao Cup final. And then if United were to lose to Southampton in the Carabao Cup final, that would be brilliant. Because it's not even like it's Newcastle and you can sort of go, well, you know, it was Newcastle, to be fair. If they were to lose to Southampton in the final, they actually are just massive ballers. But yeah. Coin toss completed. Team switch ends. I don't know who will get us kicked off, but we'll find out in due course. And yeah, this should be a very interesting game tonight. I think if it was the other way around and Southampton were coming home today, you know, and St Mary's needing a result, I'd back them a lot more. But the fact they've got to go away probably means they're going to lose. I know that completely, you know, voids my prediction, but I'm sticking with it. Stick with my prediction anyway. But yeah, Manchester United, they're close to signing Marcel Sabitzer, aren't they? I've just seen another notification from Fabrizio. I'm sure that's going to be a theme of tonight. I will focus on the game, but yeah, transfers are going to be the another highlight as well. It's going to be Matthew Longstaff. Not Matthew. Is it Sean? It is, isn't it? I always forget those two mixed up. Sean Longstaff to get us started here, and Newcastle to get us started. Doesn't look like they're going to play the... Oh, actually, they are going to do the overlap thing, aren't they? Where they just throw men forward. And we are now underway here at St James's Park, where Newcastle host Southampton for a spot in the Carabao Cup final. And yeah, Newcastle getting us started nicely here. Able to go backwards with the ball and start building it up from the back. Callum Wilson goes down under challenge from Lanka, and apparently that's an early foul. From Jan Bednarek. Leaving his mark early on his return to Southampton. It's a here we go, what the Savitzer one, yeah. I think that's a good pick up from United. Obviously, we saw Ericsson pick up a nasty injury against Reading. Andy Carroll just snapped him in half. Seeing that challenge, it's actually disgraceful. Like, the tackle is so bad. So unbelievably bad. But, yeah. Got feel for Christian Eriksen. He's out for like 4 to 5 months now. Only set piece for Southampton to deal with here. Newcastle trying to bring it down well. Almiron goes out wide to Willock. Joe Linton can't get the ball back, and James Bray pumps it up the line. But doesn't look like Southampton will make much of it as Newcastle regain possession. Bruno Guimaraes trying to pick out Joe Linton. It's a good challenge from Lyanco. And now Southampton could come forward, but it's going to need a better pass than that. That is out for a Newcastle fray. Ericsson out to April. Yeah, exactly. It's never nice to see a player go down injured, but obviously one that we have seen injury problems before for Ericsson. Obviously, we saw that horrible moment in the Euros. 18 months ago now? No. A bit more than that, but yeah, horrible moment. It's brilliant to see him return, but now he is out for 4 months. And yeah, I think Savitzer will be a decent replacement. Kyle Walker-Peters, by the way, bringing the ball down the line here. Southampton trying to get it forward. Sally Sue into Diallo. This is a nice play by the Saints, but it's an ambitious ball forward and it's cut out by Sven Botman. Wilson, brilliant bit of play. He's brought down by Diallo, and that is going to be another from Newcastle free kick. Bit cagey early on. Neither side wants to give the other an edge. Obviously, Southampton can't afford really to concede a goal. Newcastle, they won't want to concede a goal. They've not conceded in ages. They're going to want to keep up that record, and they're going to want to see this game out with relative ease. Obviously, Southampton aren't going to make it easy for them, but if they can find an early goal for Newcastle and shut up shops, that would be the ideal for all, I think. Well, for Newcastle, obviously, Southampton would be good. Yeah. Joe Linton, Willock. Here's Bruno Guimaraes. Cross to Fabian Schär. Is it Schär or Botman? I don't know, but he's got the ball through to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff finds Wilson in the area. He touches it wide. Southampton goal kick. Been caught there with a challenge, Wilson, but yeah, I think that resulted in him kicking it wide. Andy Carroll trying to prove there is still time for him to prove himself at Liverpool by injuring a United player. Yeah. It was a horrible challenge for Andy Carroll. Completely misjudged it. Ball forward from Sally Sue. Trying to find Che Adams. He doesn't win it in the air. Still fighting away with it, Southampton. Trying to get that ball. Doesn't really work. And now I think it was offside anyway. That's the problem for Southampton, is they've got no one to aim for. They don't want to play the ball short, seemingly, but equally, every time they pump it long, Che Adams isn't going to win it in the air. You know, Adam Armstrong's not going to flick it on, so they need a taller striker. Southampton, obviously, with hours left of the window, I don't think they're going to get one. It seems their business is all done now. And yeah, I think it's been an alright transfer window for Southampton. They've brought in some very good players. They've addressed some of the issues they have, but have they brought in players that are going to, proven in the Premier League, going to bring them forward? Going to get them out of the relegation zone? I don't think they have. But Kamaldeen Sulemana, by the way, is a brilliant pickup. Trippier, by the way, coming inside. Sean Longstaff gets the shot away, and that is 1-0 Newcastle. 4 minutes into this game, the homegrown boy scores for Newcastle, and that should be all they need tonight, really. It's an early goal, a lapse of concentration from Southampton opens up the space. Trippier comes inside, another assist for Newcastle's star man Kieran Trippier. Lays it off to Sean Longstaff and he finishes it. Cameras pan to Matty in the crowd. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. Big goal for Newcastle in their hunt for the Carabao Cup final. I'll change the scoreboard now. But yeah, brilliant bit of play there from Newcastle. Bruno Guimaraes, it starts with a lovely piece of footwork, gives it across to Longstaff. He gives it to Trippier. Trippier comes back inside, back to Longstaff. No one closes him down, and he manages to wriggle a shot through a few Southampton bodies, and that makes it 1-0 Newcastle. And yeah, it's now a very long way back for Southampton. Not only do they have to find one to take it to extra time, but now it's 2. I just don't see them doing it. Good, well hit by Sean Longstaff. Razunu should do better. But yeah, Eddie Howe celebrating his 599th game in charge. I think this is exactly how we want to go about it. And ahead of 600 at the weekend. Newcastle will be heading in on good form, you'd imagine. 4 minutes played here. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. We'll be interested to see how this pans out for me. I think Southampton, they definitely can't afford to concede again at all this game, but certainly not in the next 5-10 minutes if they want to have any chance. They've sort of got to get a goal in this first half, I think. But I just don't see a way back now for Southampton. Newcastle have looked impenetrable this season against some of the toughest sides. I don't think that's going to change tonight against a side that are a little subpar. But yeah, I guess we'll see how it pans out. At least if this game isn't too competitive, we'll have more time to talk about what a brilliant transfer deadline day this is. But yeah. But Hector Bellerin to Sporting is a here we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, he's a Pedro Porro replacement. Thank you, Exed, for the constant flow of transfer news. If you can keep that up for the next 2 hours, that'd be brilliant. Bruno Guimaraes tries the ball over the top. Wilson takes it away from Almiron's running behind. Willock to Callum Wilson. Back into Bruno. He can make something happen. Finds Trippier with a switch to the play. Trippier's got an option down the line. Will he use it? No, because he can drive this ball forwards. Kieran Trippier, it's a nice run. Gives it to Almiron. Almiron in space on this right-hand side. Knocks it back. Finds Bruno. Thought he was going to play it through to Longstaff. Finds Longstaff again. Oh, Sean Longstaff goes close. I thought that was going to be a second goal for Longstaff, a second for Newcastle, and a third on aggregate, and their ticket through to the Carabao Cup final. But it isn't quite there. Bruno Guimaraes, brilliant ball round the corner. Longstaff really should be burying that relatively. And to be fair, quite a bit of space in that sort of area. It's not a bad effort, but it's just below the mark. Jorginho to wear number 20. Yeah, that's a transfer that, as much as I've never, I've never liked Jorginho, it's just never really worked out for him. But it's hard to see him in red. And for 12 mil, especially when it doesn't, I don't think we'll get Enzo now, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to get Moise Caicedo or anything like that. But Che Adams, by the way, in a good position here. Adam Armstrong gets a shot away. It's a tame effort, though, and Southampton not troubling the Newcastle goal with that one. Pope makes an easy save. Caicedo to Arsenal was off. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. They've brought in Jorginho. They don't need a Moise Caicedo. Jorginho will get them through adequately to at least end the season. Maybe a season and a half. And then obviously got another year as a possible extension to his contract. Salisu finds Walker-Peters down the line. Walker-Peters dinks it forward. Armstrong could intercept the ball here, but it's well dealt with by Sven Botman. Trippier. Bruno Guimaraes does well to evade the challenge of James Ward-Prowse. Longstaff earlier on, though, wasn't as fortunate. Now that's being pulled back for a free kick. Newcastle free kick, very deep in their own, well, not very deep, but in their own half. Was Liverpool signing anyone today? They're leading the race for Jude Bellingham, according to Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, I think Real Madrid probably don't need him. City will wait until the end of the season to work out what they need. They might have a different manager. You never know. I could see Pep leaving, especially if they win the Champions League. I could see that happening, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Joe Linton. Because there's going to come a time eventually anyway, if they don't win the Champions League, that he goes, I'm never going to do it, am I? Well, I guess we'll see. Joe Willock. Lovely bit of play from Willock, and he's man. He tries to get the cross and it's out for a goal, out for a corner. Joe Willock's a player that I didn't really rate before he joined Newcastle. I thought he's just another one of those Arsenal talents that are wasting away on the bench. I feel like Arsenal wasted so much talent. Willock, I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles could have been a better player had they actually given him some game time. I mean, look at Nketiah now. I've never rated Nketiah before this season. You've given him some minutes and he's performed superbly. So, yeah. Just shows you got to trust your young players sometimes. But yeah, Kieran Trippier plays it short. Sure, Trippier, it's not one of those better deliveries. It's straight out for a goal kick. Very high in the air from Kieran Trippier. Poor effort. Onto the stream, I'm Harry. Newcastle 1-0 already. How has that happened then? Sean Longstaff found a pocket of space. 1-2 with Trippier. Wasn't really closed down for the shot. Able just to fire it past Bazunu. I think he should have done better, the Irish keeper. But yeah, all in all, Newcastle playing the better football. Deserved leaders. And now they extend their advantage on aggregate. Bernardo Silva doesn't leave City next summer due to City's probably off. If I could see that happening, I could see Bernardo Silva ending up at like a Barcelona. But yeah. I guess for Jude as well, Liverpool, there aren't any other midfielders at Liverpool, so you're going to play every game. But would you rather play? I think he'd still play pretty much every game for City. Well, Prowse, Armstrong. Southampton offering a bit of a challenge here. Alcaraz lets the ball run to Walker-Peters. Back to Alcaraz. Cross to Lyanco. Out wide. Here's Bree. Making his debut for Southampton. Joined the other day from Luton Town. One of Nathan Jones' old lads when he was there. And he's brought him through now. He's looked quite comfortable. Couldn't win that one against Dan Burn in the air. And now Joe Linton gets past. I believe it was Diallo. He shrugged off. And then it's a big block from Bednarek to stop him scoring. I didn't see who it was. I don't know if it was Lanko or Diallo. Hopefully we'll see a replay. But Lanko tries to pull him down. He just shrugs it off. Insane physicality from the Brazilian there. But yeah. It's going to have to PSG's off. Wow, that's a change. I thought it was done. Bellerin, by the way, has now joined Sporting on a permanent deal. Bellerin's decision will be a developmental one. He rejects United for Dortmund, despite United offering twice the wages of Dortmund. Oh, and a ball in from Newcastle. Shah nods it just over. But I think Bellingham's also got to think about competitive, where he's going to actually compete for stuff. I don't think if you join Liverpool now, you're winning anything for a while. By the way, it didn't come off Shah at all. Shah missed the ball and Bazunu's headed it over. If he had made contact with it, it probably wouldn't have been a goal. Another chance for Southampton Newcastle to score. Bazunu punches this one clear. Almiron tries to get the volley away, but yeah, it's too high. Has to raise his leg in the air and volleys it well over. That one's certainly not travelling Bazunu. Newcastle 5 shots to just 1 for Southampton, 2 of them on target, where Southampton's 1 was on target. For that one was a relatively tame effort, quite a comfy save for Nick Pope. Whether he might just not like United. There's a video of him circulated around a few months ago where he said in response to joining United, "No, don't be silly." Yeah. Well, I think City sort of makes sense now that Akanji and Haaland are there. That would be a motivating factor. Obviously, with Liverpool, you've got your starring role. With Real Madrid, you've got one of the most successful sides in all of world football. So there's definitely options for Jude. And I think if Chelsea don't pull off Enzo, which is the deal's looking unlikely now, then maybe they go back in for Bellingham in the summer. Maybe they actually push for him because Chelsea owners showing they're keen to just make stuff happen. So yeah. PSG wanted to pay £10 million into 20, so that broke down. That's so cheap for a player from Milan Skriniar's quality. But he's only got 18 months on his deal, hasn't he? It might not even be that long, might only be 6. In which case, you just sell for whatever you can. But it's not like Inter are challenging for the league. Are they even in Europe anymore? Oh yeah, they've got Porto, haven't they? Even then, they're not going to win the Champions League. I can't see that happening, but yeah. Newcastle ball on the near side here. Kieran Trippier. Probably their star man this season. I think he's mainly been rated because of his FPL performances, but he only gets those high FPL points because he plays so well out on the pitch. Dan Burn. Willock. Back to Burn. Burn can look down the line. Does so. Finds Joe Linton, Bruno, and now Longstaff. It's a brilliant bit of play. Tries to feed it through to Wilson. Doesn't pay off. And there we go. It's a foul for Southampton. Ball gets fed into James Ward-Prowse. He's shoved to the floor by Dan Burn. Picks up a deep free kick. This is not Ward-Prowse territory at all. But it's a chance for Southampton to get some bodies forward if they wanted. They're not going to. But they do have a free kick. Gives them a chance to set. And now they're going to knock it backwards. Leanco. Bednarek. And this is the issue for Southampton. Is the pressure from Newcastle is so immense. They've been forced all the way back to Bazunu. And now he's just leathered it forwards in the hope of finding Bree. And it's out for a Newcastle throw. So how are they supposed to play against that? It just seems impossible. They can't beat the press. Idris Elba in attendance, by the way, so I don't know who he's supporting. Probably Newcastle. I can't imagine he's a massive Saints fan. But I might be wrong. I don't know much about Idris Elba. I don't think Chelsea will sign Bellingham for it. I haven't really heard anything about it, unlike Liverpool and Real Madrid. Yeah, I know, but I still think if there's a brilliant young player on the market, Chelsea are going to be interested if they don't have a midfielder. And I think Chelsea will sign Enzo instead, whether it be summer or winter. Problem is Enzo's going to have more suits in the summer. And the relationship between Chelsea and Benfica does not seem to be a positive one at the moment. Because, I mean, just Chelsea sort of disrespected him earlier in the window, and now Rui Costa doesn't seem to be a fan. Because now Chelsea are actually willing to pay the 120 mil or something. It seems to be some complications with the deal. I did hear that Fabrizio said on his stream that the deal behind the scenes of the Enzo Fernandez deal was very weird. And he'll talk about it one day. In my opinion, Bellingham isn't enough for Liverpool. They need a more attacking midfielder, Mount on Nunez, and potentially a 6. You can't rely on an 18-year-old every game. Yeah, I'd agree. That's why I'd say Bellingham, as much as he's a brilliant player, if you've got to spend 150 million on him, it's not great, because I think Liverpool need more than that. They need other midfielders. But yeah. If they can sell Salah, I guess, for 75 mil, then that might become feasible. Also, for Chelsea, do we have any more news on the Hakim Ziyech to PSG deal? Is that nearing completion, or is it done? What do you know about that, Exed? So I'm sort of hoping it gets done. I think Ziyech being at Chelsea doesn't really serve any purpose anymore. He doesn't really play. Chelsea have got about 50 wingers. They don't need Hakim Ziyech. Another frustrating moment for Southampton. They get the ball forwards and then it's just a misplaced pass and it lost possession. Diallo's won it back though. He's done really well. They take a pass about 3 players. And Walker-Peters can come down this left. Armstrong is acting as the wider option. Uses Adam Armstrong. Back to Walker-Peters. This is nice from Southampton. The ball isn't great and Dan Burn gets it clear. And now that Southampton committed men forwards, they're going to be invulnerable on the counter. Almiron. Trippier. Bruno Guimaraes. Can he release someone? Tries to take it past Diallo. Diallo just pushes him in the face. It's just stopping at any cost at the moment for Southampton. They know they can't really let the Newcastle players just go on a run because they will be hurt on the counter, the Saints. But yeah, I've been drawn to a few silly fouls. That one seemed unnecessary. Bruno wasn't really going to do much by flicking it over Diallo's head into a congested area, but better safe than sorry, I guess. They're going to start picking up cards very soon, Southampton. They're going to have to be wary of that. In fact, I'm surprised they're not on one already. I might have missed one, but I feel like it's been a lot of fouls for there not to be a single card yet. Yeah, no, not a card yet, but I'd be expecting a few. Southampton trying to get the ball forward there. Willock wins it back. Out wide to Trippier. Trippier could find Longstaff with the ball forward. Tries to, but Salisu cuts it out. And now Southampton will try and break. Adam Armstrong released down this right-hand side. It comes off Fabian Schär. Oh, doesn't it? It apparently doesn't. Nathan Jones is not happy with that one, but has gone to... Here's a Newcastle free. Chelsea and PSG agreed on everything for Zip, but now Chelsea changing things that weren't agreed. Brilliant. Just get him out the door. Just get him gone. Like, if we could recoup 30 mil for Zip, it would be ideal. I think it'd do well as well in Liga. Botman to Burn finds Willock in quite a bit of space. Quickly close by Lianco. 1, 2, 3 from Joe Linton and Willock on this side. Brilliant bit of play. Willock can attack this left. Almiron in the centre. Almiron makes a brilliant run. Gets inside. Sean Longstaff. It's a second for Longstaff. It's a second for Newcastle. 20 minutes played and Newcastle running right here at St James's Park. They've got a 3-0 advantage on aggregate now. It is the remontada of Sean Longstaff. He's just in the right areas at the right time, finding a bit of space. Newcastle get the ball across to him and he's putting it in the back of the net. 2 good finishes for Longstaff. Newcastle extend their advantage to 2 goals to 0. Very, very good bit of play there from Newcastle. Willock and Joe Linton on that left-hand side, on the far side, playing some beautiful football. And yeah, now Newcastle make it quite easy from here on out. They've just got to stop Southampton being able to score, which doesn't seem to be too difficult. Almiron pulls it back. Longstaff finishes it nicely. But it's a very intelligent run from Miguel Almiron. Willock here comes inside Lianco, needs a pass instead. Instead of Almiron being static, he makes that run, and then, yeah, darts the outside, squares it. Longstaff arriving on the edge. Very decent finish. But yeah, and the Newcastle faithful buzzing with that one. Very much so. The limbs at St James's Park, that should be them through to their first cup final in quite a while. And complete deserve so far. I said 3-0. Yeah, I said if they keep it to only 3, I'd be shocked. Unless you went 3-0 in aggregate, of course, in which case you're spot on right now. But yeah, I think Newcastle end up getting 4 or 5 from this game. They keep playing the way they are. Southampton just don't look to be on the same level. They can't mark even Sean Longstaff. The fluidity of the Newcastle attacks really causing them some issues. And yeah, all these Newcastle players, not only are they incredibly, they're incredible technically, but they're also physically impeccable. So you can't constantly foul them. With Sinjo Linton shrug off 1 or 2 fouls now. So how do you stop them? I don't know. Because unless you've got players that are better than them in a system that really, really works, I don't know how you do it. And Southampton evidently don't know either. Ward-Prowse tries to play it forwards, challenge slips, and now Bruno Guimaraes can give it to Trippier and Newcastle can come down this right-hand side. Almiron, Bruno. He's such a quality player, Bruno Guimaraes. Or Guimaraes. He's so good on the ball. His movement is impeccable. He's just a brilliant player to watch. Alcaraz tries to switch the ball out to Bree. Bree's got to make up some ground there to get back to it. Lianco. Back to Bednarek. It's now with Salisu, and now they can come down the left, Southampton. This is more encouraging from Nathan Jones's men. It's 20 minutes too late to turn up in this game. They're already 2-0 down and 3 on aggregate, but at least they're making a bit of a game of it. That ball forward from Salisu is shocking though, and Newcastle regain possession through a throw. Imagine if Nottingham Forest overturn it, Forest for United 0. That would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing if they somehow pulled that off, but I just don't see it. Oh yeah. Bednarek. Sorry. Bednarek. Holds off Wilson and manages to get it back to Bazunu, Lianco. Diallo. Lovely bit of play here. Southampton actually moving the ball much better now. Bazunu. Tries to play it out wide. James Bree gets the flick on, but doesn't get it to anyone. Burn. Bruno. Holding off Ward-Prowse is held back by Ward-Prowse and wins a free kick. So intelligent there from Bruno Guimaraes. Knows exactly what he's doing. And that's why the Newcastle faithful adore him. Wolves signing, here we go, Ilya Sabany, FM legend. That times I've signed him. It's from, isn't it Dynamo Kiev? Yeah, or Kiev. Brilliant player. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how he gets on in the Premier League. I don't think he'll hit the ground running. A lot of youngsters, young foreign players struggle usually, but I guess he might be different. He might adapt quite quickly. Mendy injured. I mean, Real will probably be alright, won't they? Who's their backup left back? No, isn't Camavinga playing there at the moment? I saw some Camavinga fans kicking off. There's sort of people that love young players going, oh, my star boy is being used at left back. Willock tries to bring it forwards and he lost the ball to James Bree. And James Bree kicks in and Willock manages to win himself a throw. Quite smart there. Mendy injured until April. That is going to hurt Real Madrid's, chances at retaining their UCL crown, but they're still a strong team. You'd back them to get past Liverpool either way. Oh, I don't know, would you? We'll just see how Liverpool are in 2 weeks. They've got 2 games between now and Real Madrid's first leg. I mean, a lot's got to change between now and then, but if Gakpo suddenly starts firing, if Darwin Núñez finds a bit of form, have they signed anyone else, Liverpool? I don't think they have they? Nothing's happened. They've genuinely not done anything. He'll miss both El Clasicos and Champions League round 16 at the very least. Well, he's not back to April. He's going to miss the quarters as well, won't he? Quarters are in March. Oh no, that's... Oh, might not be actually. He might be alright. Marco Peters getting stuck in there. And Newcastle have another fray. The problem for Southampton is even if they do win the ball back, they can't do anything with it. They can get on the ball, but they can't bring it forwards effectively. They can't retain possession for long. It's just a multitude of issues for Southampton in this game. And that's a good ball over the top. Newcastle looking dangerous for Southampton, able to head home. And that's a poor throw out. Lyanco is fouled. Free kick for Southampton. Joe Linton a little over eager there to get back possession. I think he's hurt his knee. He is down in some discomfort here, Joe Linton. And this would be a blow for Newcastle. Lyanco struggles to keep possession. It's a poor throw out from Bazunu. Manages to turn the ball away from Joe Linton, but can't avoid running into Joe Linton. Joe Linton coming in very quick there. Liverpool have a lot of players returning from injury. Jota, that'll be big. Arthur, that won't matter at all. Firmino and Van Dijk all back from the Madrid game. Van Dijk struggled though this season. He's been all over the place. I feel like he's been... Especially he's good. He's a good player, but he's erratic. Also, that other kid is definitely a new signing for Newcastle. I don't know who he is, but I recognise the face. But as to who they've signed, obviously Anthony Gordon I know, but there's some other kid next to him who I think's also just joined. If I don't know. And Jojo Shelvey, also in the crowd. He's leaving, isn't he? Going to Nottingham Forest. This will be his last time at St James Park as a Newcastle player. So it's a bit sad, isn't it? I've never known Jojo Shelvey to not be at Newcastle. End of an era. Really is an end of an era. Newcastle, when they get rid of Shelvey, that is them moving on to their, I guess, European football phase. Yeah, bit of a shame. I like Jojo Shelvey. I think he's a decent player. I think he'll do well at Forest. They need decent players. They don't need to keep signing unproven, talented footballers. They need some decent players who can do it in the Premier League. Yeah, I think Shelvey at Forest. I think it's quite a good acquisition. Longstaff picks out Willock. Willock can't find anyone else. Che Adams. Oh, what a hit! What a hit from Che Adams! I mean, I'm slating every game we watch, but what a strike! They get half a chance, Southampton. Oh, hard to say that. Half a chance. Poor back pass from Willock. Adams picks up the ball, and he's absolutely slashed that one home. Low driven, great effort. Fair play, Che Adams. You know what? That deserves a round of applause. What a strike! He barely celebrates because it's a long way back. Raise a hand in the air. He's very pleased with that one, but it's still a long way back for Southampton. But at least for a personal accolade, That's a brilliant finish from Che Adams. Wow. Newcastle going forwards, though. I thought they were going to score before I've even changed the scoreboard. That wouldn't have been great for Southampton if that was very quickly undone. Che Adams, brilliant work. And I actually did the full score animation there for the goal. I thought, you know what, that was such a good strike from Che Adams. That deserves some good graphics. Well, yeah, Che Adams, fair play, son. That's given Southampton a glimmer of hope in this game. It's shown that actually Nick Pope is human. He can concede things. And a lapse in concentration... I wouldn't even say it's a lapse in concentration, really. But no one closes Adams down, to be fair, and he just takes his chance. He takes a strike. He strikes it so sweetly. It's one of the cleanest strikes you'll see. Absolute peach into the bottom corner. Brilliant, low-driven volley. You'll be very pleased with that one. Southampton will be very pleased with that one. It gives them hope. And they need hope because they're running on not a lot else in this game. I don't think there's going to be many optimistic Southampton fans, but that gives them something to cheer about at least. 3 goals in 30 minutes, this could be a classic. Yeah, I know, it's been alright. Was the best cup tie ever, and don't be a Chelsea game because Chelsea won, just crazy score lines. Best cup game ever for a crazy score line. I'd say, well, it's not a crazy score line, but Wigan beating Man City. I mean, that's pretty mental. But not for a score line. We saw an FA Cup final a few years back where Watford got trounced by Man City. That was pretty crazy to see a 7-1 final. Was it 7-1? I think it's not quite that big, but it's a ridiculous final. Just pretty pointless. But other than that, because if a small team's beating a big team, it tends to be by 1 or 2 goals. You've never seen Wrexham stick 9 past United, have you? But although Marine vs Tottenham was incredible. Well, Marine didn't win though, did they? Tottenham just about won that. I just remember, what was his face? Vinicius? I don't think it is Vinicius. Young Tottenham striker. Is it Carlos Vinicius? The guy, is he now at Fulham? I know Carlos Vinicius is at Fulham. I don't know if this is the same bloke. But the Tottenham striker, I think his name was Vinicius. He dropped the Mbappe celebration when he scored against Marine. It's like there's literally part-time players out there, and you're doing that. But yeah, Liverpool 5, Arsenal 5. Yeah, good shout. By the way, Newcastle come forward. Trippier, it's headed away by Leanco, but that could have been another nasty moment for Southampton. Touch 2, Bradford 4. Nah, mate, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Waffling. But yeah, here's Fabian Schär. Gives it to Trippier. Out wide. Trippier, Almiron round the corner, finds Longstaff. Tries to flick it to Almiron, but it gets stuck in his feet, and now Salisu on the ball. And it comes off Almiron, but it's still on the pitch. Didn't look like it was, but apparently so. Salisu. Heads toward Prowse. Diallo across to Leanco. Now back with Ibrahima Diallo. Knocks it forward to Che Adams. Adams now. Already scored 1. Maybe he's found a bit of confidence because he finds Adam Armstrong in a pocket of space. Southampton coming forwards here. Can they make something happen? Walker-Peters. Adams. Chests it down. Tries to get it back to Armstrong. Finds Walker-Peters. Adams. Southampton actually creating stuff now. Not really, but they're doing something with the ball. Salisu tries to find Bree. It does find James Bree, but Bree slips over. Weird, messy moment there. Bree managed to get a head to it. It sort of falls everywhere, but yeah. And back to Vinicius, that's the one. He's got a hat trick, I believe. Yeah. I remember doing it and feeling like, what are you doing? Sure, you can celebrate, but when you're doing the Mbappe celebration against Marine, it's just a bit embarrassing. The Fabrizio Romano live stream in the chat spam with Enzo. Yeah, I mean, that's the bit of business that everyone's most interested in, isn't it? That's the saga that's been going on all window. By the way, I think Newcastle want a penalty. I don't know whether it's being checked, but Leanco apparently found, I believe it was Wilson in the box. Obviously, VAR is in operation tonight. And it looks like it's going to be an early change for Southampton. We saw it in the first leg. Genipo had to come off quite early. We're seeing it again now. Walker-Peters does not seem alright to continue in this game. Southampton physio signalling to the bench that a substitution is going to be necessary. And yeah, so we're going to get a replay of some of the goals. Longstaff, a well-taken finish in the first one. Bazunu could do better. Longstaff, a well-taken finish for the second one. Bazunu can't do anything about that one though. And then here, Che Adams, pull back pass from Willock. Adams gets on the ball and it's a brilliantly struck effort. Finds way to the bottom corner. Southampton with a glimmer of hope, but Newcastle pretty much in control in this side. Is that penalty soft? I haven't seen a replay of it. But Southampton are going to be forced into a change here as Walker has gone down injured. Samuel Edozie, the attacker for Southampton. No, my stream has paused. There we go. We're back now. Apologies for the weird moments on the Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's not causing too many issues for stream. Just getting the Wi-Fi thing is flickering between green and yellow, which is worrying. But yeah, there is going to be a change. Potentially of system because Edozie is an attacker. Walker-Peters is a wing back. So you'd imagine there'll be a change of system. Samuel Edozie on, Walker-Peters off. I guess we'll work out what's happening, what's changing as it changes. But yeah. So I've not done too badly so far. I know they conceded twice, but the fact they've got a goal, it means they are still in with some hope here. Don Hutchinson said Arsenal transfer target Victor Osimhen make the worst choice if he was to secure a move to Chelsea. I'd love to see you tear up this man, please. What, Don Hutchinson or Osimhen? You want to see us ruin Osimhen or you want to see us sign Osimhen and he be men and then Don Hutchinson be tearing up? I don't know what you want, like I said, but yeah. Here comes Willock. Finds Wilson. It's stopped by, I believe that was for Jan Bednarek, but it is out now for a Newcastle corner. And this could be dangerous to Southampton, couldn't it? We've seen some of the deliveries so far from Kieran Trippier. If this one was to be a quality corner, there's definitely a chance they can cause some issues here with Big Dan Burn in the box. With Bruno Guimaraes trying to get on the keeper. They can cause issues, Newcastle. Will they here? I guess we'll see. Kieran Trippier stood over this one. He's already got one assist in this game. And if it was up to me, get him off as quickly as possible. I need those FPL points confirmed. Ball in. It's messy for Southampton and it's well claimed by Bazunu. I want you to rant about Don Hutchinson's prediction. Victor Osimhen. I don't think he'd be the worst choice for Chelsea, but it's an interesting one. By the way, Southampton come forward with the ball here. Che Adams. Still Adams. He's doing so well, but he loses the ball. Bruno Guimaraes, big challenge, and now Newcastle could break. The thing is, I don't necessarily disagree massively. I don't think it's the worst choice for Chelsea. Or that Chelsea is a bad choice, depending on how you look at it. But I think, as a Chelsea fan, I would rather us bring in a Prem-proven forward than gamble again on the Serie A. I think the Serie A is the big issue there for me. We've seen Lukaku struggle to adapt. We've seen Koulibaly struggle to adapt. I don't want us wasting more money on a player that I'm not sure is actually going to be able to perform. But I guess we'll see. Whereas Arsenal could sort of afford to take that risk given they've got Jesus and Nketiah. But Chelsea need a dependable striker. I'd rather us go and get Ivan Toney, as long as we know he's cleared of the betting charges or he's done his time. Not that he's going to prison, but that, he is able to play football. That'd be the most Chelsea thing to do. Sign him and he gets banned for a year or 5 years, or if they add up all the fines individual penalties, then he'll probably never play football again until he's about 80. But yeah. So that's on the near side then. The ball in his hands. We'll look to throw this one forward and Southampton could potentially start an attack here. That's what they're going to be hoping for, but yeah. He's an all-out striker that runs around, amazing touch. He's chaos in a great way. Chelsea would play it sideways and sideways. That would be the worst move he can make. Chelsea don't intend to play it sideways. It's just that Chelsea don't have outlets and just don't have midfielders that can play it forwards. Newcastle can't forward here, looking dangerous. Wilson tries to get across the box. It's stopped by Leyanko. Yeah, Chelsea don't intentionally just play it sideways, but it's sort of happens that way because you've got players like Jorginho in the midfield, who's now going to Arsenal coincidentally, so maybe they'll start playing it sideways. He also thinks that Chelsea will pay 300 mil. Yeah, no, Don Hutchinson's a waffle merchant. Is he on TalkSport by any chance? Because I feel like it's just like their mission is to say the worst things possible in the hope that people actually watch. By the way, 8 votes in the poll and chat, 100% Newcastle. No one has any faith in Southampton. Justified, I'd say, by those first 40 minutes. Big up, Jack. Welcome to the stream, Chelsea fan. Great to see you. Real Madrid and Milan want Firmino as replacement for Benzema and Lukaku. Yeah. I think that Real Madrid, Firmino as a Benzema replacement, I just don't see it. Who was that I saw Real Madrid linked to the other day? It was a striker that they wanted to replace Benzema with. It feels like a young forward, but I can't remember who it was. But yeah. They definitely need to think about a Benzema replacement. Benzema can't go on forever. Firmino, I wouldn't say is really that man. He's only 4 years younger than Benzema. Something like that. So, I don't know. And Inter Milan, I think that does make sense. Firmino would perform well in the Serie A. You can be 40 and do well there. I mean, Buffon's still playing in the second division at 44 or something like that. Up the TFC. Thank you, XZ. Don Hutchinson on the ESPN. Oh, alright. I like ESPN there. Well, but Don Hutchinson's waffling there. I agree with you on TalkSport. They said you get a yellow card for showboating. Yeah, it's like that was the Richarlison thing, wasn't it? Who is getting outraged over a couple keepy uppies? Just like react, and then people saying, it was even on Sky. They were saying like, "Oh yeah, I think it's completely justified if Neco Williams snaps him in half there. I've done a lot worse." It's like, so you're encouraging breaking someone's legs for a bit of keepy uppies. You're encouraging a potentially career-ending injury because he did some keepy uppies. Almiron tries to get it inside, but it's cleared away by Bray. Yeah, it's just waffle. Some of the things that people get outraged by. That's like, oh, yeah, mate, football is just pump it long and boot in the back of the net. Almiron gets it out wide. I think Fabian Schär's been listening to what I said there because he's got into a decent opportunity to cross it in and he has just absolutely smashed it into the crowd. Not a great cross from the centre half for a Southampton goal kick. That will be music to the Southampton defenders' ears because they were completely done. Lovely bit of play by Willock and Almiron. Schär was in a very high position. And he cannot cross, evidently. He's cleared that one. Absolutely cleared it. And yeah, Scott advertising Chelsea vs Fulham on Friday. We won't be live for that one. But we are doing double up. Well, we've got some streams coming up. Thursday night we'll be live for Valencia versus Real Madrid. I know we said we're going to do both Carabao Cup streams, but we decided since we haven't done a La Liga game, we haven't done any La Liga games, I don't think. Or maybe we've done one this year. We thought, you know what, we'll do Real Madrid Valencia on Thursday instead. And that does mean we won't have such a long break between streams as we are back on Sunday with a double up. We've got Tottenham vs Man City and the Milan derby. So that is very exciting. Look out for all of them. And then I don't think there's any midweek next week. Which will be nice because obviously after that we've got the Champions League and all that. But yeah. I can't wait for the Champions League. It's going to be very exciting. We also don't know what game to cover yet. Because on Wednesday the 15th of Feb, there's both Chelsea versus Dortmund and Arsenal versus Man City. Obviously, regardless of the game we pick to cover, we're going to be keeping a very close eye on the other one. But yeah, which game would you rather us cover, guys? The Chelsea Dortmund Champions League clash or Arsenal City in the league? Barcelona failed to sign Sofian Amrabat. Yeah, because apparently they wanted just a loan without a release, without any future option to buy or anything like that. Fiorentina wanted a mandatory purchase. So yeah. Chelsea fans still think Enzo's going to happen. No, I hope it does, but yeah, it doesn't seem likely now with only a couple of hours left of the window. The Milan derby, what's that? Milan derby. What did I say? Milan derby. Yeah, no, we've got the Milan derby on Sunday night. Make it a poll. The problem with making a poll is that we can't keep it to just our audience. So it might just fall on, random people might just find it and click it. On community or on stream. Yeah, I like keeping the stream polls to game, so the people that hopping in can get involved with who will win. But yeah, we might do a poll. The things like that are what the members are more likely to be able to vote on. So we might put out a members only poll for that. But yeah, I think that's the easiest way for it to just be our audience. I think it's the only way actually for it to just be our audience. I don't think you can do like a subscribers only poll, unfortunately. But yeah, so yeah, like that is one of the perks, I guess, of membership. I don't think any of the members are currently in chat, but if you are, get involved. And if you aren't, get involved as well. If you're watching along, get involved in chat. Say a load of words, say I, and anything you think of the various conversations that are going on right now. DJ Spencer has been freed from Tottenham and joined Stade Rennais on loan. I think that's a very exciting. I think that's a very exciting deal. Is it Stade Rennais? Because that's two different clubs, isn't it? No, Stade Rennais and Stade Rem are different, aren't they? Because you've got like Rennes. Let's have a look. I thought he joined Rennes, but I might be wrong. I literally saw it for half a second. I've seen a lot from Fabrizio today. Yes, you've got Rem and you've got Rennes. So who are Stad? I think you've mixed the two there. X said. If he's joined Stad Rem, then that's well exciting because I love Stad Rem this season. The whole Will Still story is fantastic. And yeah. And obviously Fowler and Balogun firing for them as well. So funny. And Fulham nils, Tottenham 1, the way back to the lineup. I haven't seen expressions using, no. You do mention him a lot on stream, but that's the only time I've heard of him. Salisu gets it forward. Adozie coming down this left. Bodied by Sean Longstaff. He's been imperious tonight. Sean Longstaff. Fantastic performance. Diallo. Bringing it forward. That's magnificent from Diallo. Edozie tries to play it forward to Diallo, but Diallo got fouled at the end there. I think he's claiming, but play is allowed to continue. Ball forward from Newcastle. Salisu clears it. I think he might have caught Almiron in the face there. He has indeed. Foot was too high from Salisu. It's going to be a free kick in a very good area. It is Rennes where Spencer's been freed. Yeah, alright. That's what I thought. I thought it was Rennes. Yeah, you mixed the two, XZ. Yeah. Almiron holding his chest. I think he just got caught there by Mohamed Salisu. Anyway, free kick here, a decent spot. Kieran Trippier, the one stood over it. We've seen some of his deliveries this season, been sensational. Unfortunately for trips, this isn't really an area you can shoot from at all. But it's a nice area for a delivery. They definitely got presence in the box to make something happen here. Union Berlin 1, Wolfsburg 1 at half time. That would be gutting if Union can't get a win there. Need to keep winning to keep up their charge with Bayern. Also, Union lost out to Isco, didn't they? They had a deal agreed to sign him, and then they couldn't agree personal terms. Or something like that. I think I've heard that. Well, I saw a quote from the Union president that the financial terms were just too much for them to spend, or something like that. And also, I saw that Bournemouth pulled out of the Zaniolo thing because they couldn't afford it after they spent so much money elsewhere. But I swear that's rubbish. I thought Zaniolo just didn't want to join them. But yeah, that is half time, by the way. Newcastle 2, Southampton 1. It's been a bit of a cracker, hasn't it? Did not expect it from this game, but yeah, it's been a very decent game. I didn't add the added time, by the way. Apologies for that. I kind of forgot, but there was 3 minutes. Nothing happened. It's now half time. Get your thoughts on that first half in chat. If you want to talk about anything else, probably the transfer window, I imagine, will be a hot topic. There's a lot going on in that. And yeah. I'll look at Fabrizio in just a second. And yeah, been a very, very decent first half. I wasn't expecting it. I really thought that Newcastle would waltz it, especially after they scored so early. I think Newcastle have played well. But yeah, Southampton haven't done too badly either. We'll just see how it pans out in the second half. In terms of changes, I usually do at the end of the discussion. We'll finish up about the first half first, then we'll get into changes and stuff. But yeah, it wasn't too much to say. It's been a brilliant game of football, really. I think Newcastle look incredibly impenetrable. The only shot that did manage to break through them was a ridiculous effort from Che Adams. So, yeah. Senegal 1, Madagascar 0. Thank you, XZ. That is the coverage we want from our loyal fans. Senegal 1, Madagascar 0 in that absolute classic. The owner spot the Zaniolo move. Yeah, I heard that. I saw it on Transfermarkt, but I heard from Fabrizio earlier in the week that Zaniolo didn't want the move. Or we are in the red for Wi-Fi. I don't really know what I can do to fix that. Harry usually does magic things to try and save the Wi-Fi, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So yeah, apologies if there's some lag. Hopefully that will be remedied by itself. We're now just in the red. Orange, red. Again, your Wi-Fi ain't good. Yeah, I know, XZ. But I don't know how to fix it. And I don't know why it's a problem. I imagine Harry's just got home and he's decided he's going to play Football Manager or something. Online. But yeah. Oh, we're back to green. No, back to red. But I thought for a moment there, Christmas miracle had happened. Oh, there we go. We seem to be alright. Thank God. But yeah. Apologies for that moment of lag, everybody. First off, topic of discussion. Sean Longstaff. Should he get a lifetime contract at Newcastle? Because that was a brilliant performance. Yeah, no, actually did alright that first half. I wasn't expecting it. We mugged him off last week. Sean Longstaff in the team, they're taking piss out of the competition, but actually, he has been Newcastle's man of the match. I think I'd give him player of the match just on that first half alone. He'll probably do everything he can now to taint that first half performance, but overall he did really well. Back to the red, by the way. Apologies for this Wi-Fi problems. X says working now. Well, I think that's going to be not working now in just a second, X said, but yeah, sorry. It keeps doing these moments of just going slow down to red like traffic lights, then back up to green, and now it's doing it again. Wow. If you can still hear me, thank you for tuning in. Well, staying tuned in. And yeah, please do put your thoughts in chat so I'll have something at least to read, even if you can't see me properly. Marcel Savitz has set the town down Manchester United in order to showcase his talents at the Bolt New Lawn. What is that? Oh, Forest Green. Someone's trolling Transfermarkt rumours. Alright. Casemiro and Luka were considered before Forest Green decided on the Austrian. Right. I mean, they're an ambitious club, Forest Green. I did love the picture of the owner and Duncan Ferguson. Just such a comical picture. I saw someone say it looks like those small towns where the big millionaires just saved a small business. Obviously, Duncan, they're suited and booted, and the owner's the owner's quite interesting, quite flamboyant. Burnley have agreed a club transfer record of 37.5 million for PSG flop Neymar Jr. Right. The company has stated they intend on bringing in the Brazilian competition of English superstar Scott Twine. Scott Twine is a baller, by the way. Absolute baller. He was superb at MK Dons last season, and he seems to have kept that up. Well, when he's been fit, he's done well this season. Yeah, I've just seen a notification for a leaked Chelsea 23-24 shirt. I'm going to have a look for that. But yeah. In the meantime, get involved in chat. I guess we can talk about transfer rumours. Here we go. Oh wait, no, this is October. I just got a notification for it. Apparently it's going to be blue, gold and white. That would be sensational. I'd absolutely adore it. But I don't know, gold is usually something you wear when you've won something. I don't know what we're celebrating. Maybe we didn't get relegated. Take a bit of gold on the kit then. But yeah. Anyway, seeing a repeat of a replay of that brilliant Sean Longstaff first goal. I think Bazunu should do better, but Bruno Guimaraes, the star of that move, gives it to Longstaff, shrugs off Armstrong, gives it to Trippier. Trippier, love a bit of play. Longstaff goes unmarked, good finish. In fact, on review, it's a bit hard to argue that Bazunu should do more. I thought it touched him, though, when I saw it the first few times. Let's have a look. Does it touch Bazunu? Yeah, it does. It does. You just get a hand to it. Really should be a stronger hand than so. I do think Bazunu should do more with that one. Can't do more about this one, though. Down burn, finds Willock. Willock has to turn, use Joe Linton, gives it Joe Linton. Joe Linton gives it back. Willock bursts down gives it back to Joe Linton, then bursts down the line. Gets the ball fed through to him. He cuts inside. Almiron makes a brilliant run. Lovely switch. And then, squares it. Longstaff, good finish. And it's just, Newcastle play some really, really nice football. It's very aesthetically pleasing. That little 1-2, 1-2, that give and go from Newcastle. That exchange on the left-hand side is brilliant. Then Alcaraz doesn't pick up the run there. Sean Longstaff arriving in the penalty area. That was like Conor Gallagher at Palace last season. That sort of box crasher. Just sort of arrives late. Perfect position to smash it home. Liverpool have all their eggs in Jude Bellingham's basket. You mentioned this a lot, X said. In case everyone didn't know, Bellingham is appreciated by Liverpool. Then we're going to see this Adams goal here. Burton plays it forward to Willock. Willock's back pass is not good. Misses Bruno. Finds Che Adams. Adams, again, it is a brilliant, brilliant strike. And it gives Southampton some hope. But I just don't see. I just do not see what Southampton can do to come back in this game. Because we'll see, they've got Adozi on the pitch now. I think Adozi is an interesting talent. But yeah, I don't know if he's quite ready for the Premier League. Which I think leaves them perfect next season. In fact, I think Southampton going relegated, as much as they miss out on the Premier League TV revenue and stuff like that, so it might have a little bit financially. I think the majority of the Southampton squad's going to stick around, and then they'll probably break records in the Championship with players like Kamaldeen, Sulemana, and then they'll be back in the Prem the year after to dominate. I think they can then push top half. I don't think they'll get top half, but they'll be like 12th, something like that. It's just whether they're happy to stick it in the short term for potential long-term success. And if the thing is, it's pretty low risk. Because even if you somehow don't get for up the Championship first season, the players are going to have such high sell-on values that you probably make a profit on a lot of them. Like, they're already making a profit on Romeo Lavia, seemingly, because they bought him for like 15 mil, and they've had bids of upwards of 40. So, yeah, it's interesting. I do sort of wish now that Chelsea had signed Lavia in the summer. It seemed like a panic on deadline day, but it would have been useful for this first half of the season. But yeah, I've seen a lot on Twitter about Fabrizio's stream, how apparently it's been very entertaining. Obviously I'm not watching it, busy here, but yeah, and also AFC Bournemouth are doing that. They've said, hey, at Foot Manager, have you got any Wonderkid suggestions? And then they reply with, I think we know just a player, eyes emoji, Ukraine flag, and I think that obviously is hinting at Zabarnyi, and then as Zabarnyi is announced just 10 minutes later. So yeah, brilliant. I think it's a brilliant signing for Bournemouth. Be interested to see how he gets on. Whether he is as good as he is in FM. Also, this is a brilliant exchange between Union Berlin. They put out their 11 for the game between Union Berlin and Leipzig. Put out their 11 for the game. Leipzig reply with Isco ? And then Union Berlin slap back with tradition ? That is sensational. It gets popcorn emojis from Mainz and Wolfsburg getting involved. Brilliant. Brilliant from the Bundesliga admins there. Brilliant bit of banner. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame Isco didn't end up at Union Berlin. Would have been a last chance for his career to actually, do something. But yeah, 2 hours left. X said, yeah, you're spot on. 2 hours left of the deadline. We'll still see some big moves in that time, I reckon. Cherry staying up. I doubt it. I just look at the teams. I look at the other teams in contention for relegation. I think Southampton even are stronger than them. I think Everton are in a lot of trouble. And if they do get Conor Gallagher, that's all right. But is he really what you need to survive? I don't know. So are Everton doing anything at the moment? What are Everton currently up to? Let's have a little look on the old rumour mill. What are Everton up to? Maybe just getting annoyed at their owners, calling them liars outside Finch Farm. They've got Andre Ayew. Apparently they're is in advanced talks or something for Everton on a free transfer. It's not going to keep you up. It's going to just get relegated. You'll just go down instantly. Oh, apparently I've just seen that Andre Ayew will not join Everton. Told that's not happening. Yeah. Other than that, it's just a lot of Everton fans being unhappy. But yeah. I don't know. Do you think I heard Conor Gallagher was linked with Everton. Do you think that'll happen, guys? Be interested to see if it was that. Ross County 1-0 down to Hibernian. Again, thank you for the random league update. Like I said. Scottish League, most pointless league. I think, imagine if Scotland and Wales joined forces. Again, I think the Welsh teams would probably struggle. But, yeah. Or the opposing thing of Celtic and Rangers just moved to the Prem. Like all the good Welsh teams have moved. Just getting English football like Wrexham, Newport, Swansea, Cardiff. Like they've done. This all makes more sense, doesn't it? But they wouldn't get any European football, would they? No, it's that reply to Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher ain't going. That's a shame. I heard Chelsea need to make sales though to sort out FFP if Enzo was to join though. So probably right. They've lost Gallagher now as well. Not Gallagher. They've just sold Jorginho. It doesn't look like it Enzo anyway, so they're probably gonna be all right. But yeah. It's been a brilliant January transfer window. It's been very eventful as a Chelsea fan. A lot of transfers. I just feel Enzo would have been the the jewel in the crown, but doesn't seem like it's going to happen now. And yeah, United have signed the contract with Bayern Munich for Marcel Sabitzer. I thought Chelsea might end up with him. Obviously, both were linked today, but I thought they might end up with him just to, sort it out. Just to settle their Jorginho-sized gap in the midfield. Jonjo Shelvey went on the pitch, applauded the fans. A loyal servant here at St James Park, but yeah, moving on now to pastures new. I think it's about time for him. I think it's about time for the club to move on from players like Jonjo Shelvey. They're taking it to the next level, and yeah. They're doing things. I don't know what this Crystal Palace thing is. I've just been sent it. Oh, there's people trying to pronounce there's the players pronouncing their names. Showing how to pronounce it. I imagine it's going to be Sambi Lokonga at the end. I guess obviously he's just joined on loan from Arsenal. Oh no, it's Naohiro Ahamada. Oh no, sorry, Naurich Ahamada. Yeah, good player. I think he's a very decent player. That Ahamada about to joins Crystal Palace. Interesting. Crystal Palace had 2 DMs. Very interesting to see how they line up from here on out. But they've got good rotation in there with Decore, with Ahamada, with Sambi Lokonga on loan. It's interesting. Do you remember Papa Cisse, the guy who scored that stunning goal against Chelsea in 2012? I do remember Papa Cisse. Always seemed to have a good game against Chelsea. Newcastle forward. So it just was. He's completing medical test as a new Fulham player on loan from Arsenal. I saw that. Why are Fulham in love with right backs? I don't get it. They've got Mbabu, Tete, and now they're bringing in Suarez as well. And I think there's someone else I'm forgetting. But they have so many right backs. And they just play Kenny Tete anyway, so weird one. So I've not seen Mbabu at all. Papa Cisse scored a hat-trick for Amiens in League 2. Is he still playing, Papa Cisse? Hang on the boots, mate. You've done enough. By the way, players making the way out for the second half. I'll start preparing with the graphics. Yeah. What do you think we're in store for in the second half, chat? What are we expecting? Can Southampton turn it around? They're going to try, and they've got 2 changes readied here. Number 45, Romeo Lavia, is going to be on the pitch for the second half. Can he have an impact? I don't know who that is. They've got some other geezer I've never seen before. So that's exciting. Maybe he'll do alright. It is... Romain Perraud. Yeah, I should have recognised him. Really? He's been brilliant for him. I swear he scored a double the other day. FA Cup, wasn't it? Speaking of which, Southampton will draw Luton if they manage to beat if Luton beat Grimsby in their FA Cup replay. Which would be mental, obviously. Nathan Jones has only recently joined Southampton from Luton. We'll have to face his former side with a few players that, James Bree also having to face his former side. And Southampton gets underway for the second half. They pump it long. Again, it doesn't work. It never does. Sad times. Southampton looking for a goal from the off isn't going to materialise. The day the pump it long tactic, actually works while we're live on stream is going to be marvellous. When someone actually just smashes it long and it results in a goal. Because it's never happened. I've never seen it happen in the flesh. It's happened in like 2 games either. I think Burnley and PSG, and other than that, never seen it happen. Was it Burnley or was it like Stoke? One of those ones that were in the Prem and now aren't. Well, have been in the Prem recent years, but now a Championship, I think. Bruno Guimaraes gets it forward. Wilson can't hold the ball up, and Southampton regain possession. So yeah, they've switched to a flat 4 Southampton. Lion goes off the pitch. Salisu and Bednarek are your 2 centre halves. Bree at right back, Perraud at left back. Then it's a midfield pivot of Diallo and Lavia. Alcaraz makes way there. Lianco also off the pitch for Perraud. Then it's 4-2-3-1. Ward-Prowse attack midfield. Armstrong on the right. Adozie on the left. Cheans leads the line. Fairly strong team. Bree a little deeper now. But could definitely still get forwards. And he is trying to get forwards here and pressure Newcastle. Callum Wilson now getting on the ball. What can he make happen? Nothing, because it's cut out by Romain Perraud. Salisu, Diallo, back to Mo Salisu. He's a very decent centre-half, Mohamed Salisu. By the way, 10 votes in the poll chat now. Still 100% to Newcastle. No one backing anything else happening tonight. It's all Newcastle. But yeah. Pope with the ball in his hands now. Rolls it out to... is it Fabian Schär? Forget which way Schär and Bottom, which way around they play all the time. Joe Linton. He loses possession by trying to play it into Willock. Doesn't really pay off. He tips it at him. Diallo. Under pressure here by there's about 4 Newcastle players around him. Mate, welcome to the stream. We've got Barca at home tomorrow night too. Yeah, I know. We are covering the Liga on Thursday night, so make sure to join us there. Real Madrid versus Valencia. But we wanted to do the Barca game, but it's just not on ITV. I don't know why they chose Real Madrid Valencia, but yeah. Interesting guess, but Betis I think are a better side than Valencia. And I think Barca Betis would have been a better game. Barca winning the Liga in my opinion. Mate, I hope they do. Really? You're not even Betis, do you? Yeah, no, I don't think Betis are going to win the league, but out of Real and Barca, I'm not really arsed either way. Spanish football, I like Betis. I'm doing an FM save for them at the moment. It's quality. I got to the Europa League save finals, lost to Napoli, and finished 6th. I think it was 6th in the league in the end. Late season drop off was very depressing, but yeah, I like Betis. We got a year's of praise now for the season. Yeah, I saw that. He looks alright. Well, sorry, he looks right. He's a good player. I think he'll do alright. But yeah, Adozie, Diallo, back to Salisu. Elche are terrible. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Sevilla are above Valencia and Sevilla. Are they? I saw Sevilla were in like the relegation zone a couple of weeks back. What has happened there? I'm going to have a look. I'm intrigued by this. Because it had gone horrifically and they were in the mud, Sevilla. Yes, Sevilla are up to 13th now, point ahead of Valencia. But if Valencia do win on Thursday night, by some miracle, they would go back above them. In fact, they climb all the way up to 11th. Just outside the top 10. Wouldn't be bad. Anyway, Gianna come forwards. Like Cremonese and Serie A as well, they got 0 wins. Oh God, yeah, no, Elche, Cremonese, both sides struggling a lot. Bakayoko's now in at Cremonese, which I don't think will help matters. But yeah, Lavia, Ward-Prowse, Lavia, Diallo, Lavia again. Very involved in this Southampton series of play. Bree tries to get it forward to Lavia, but lose possession. And now Newcastle just absolutely welly it clear. So we've been loading in lots of players now. Alright. Just trying to save their season. They sort of needed it. The squad doesn't... Well, to be fair, the squad on paper is a good one. A lot invested there, but it's just not working at the moment. Barcelona are closing in on Julian Araujo deal with LA Galaxy, waiting for the MLS to approve the deal. Well, that's exciting. An MLS player going to Barcelona, that will be big, with only a few years to the World Cup in the US. Promising bit of play there from Southampton, but yeah, hasn't resulted in anything. Pro Adams both involved. They're starting to play some nice football, the Saints, but it's not really direct enough, and they're not getting enough shots away at goal. But if you can get Champs into a situation where he can shoot, he will score. That's his proving this game. But yeah, Nathan Jones having a shout at his players now. I think it is necessary. I think he is encouraging a few more shots. Pope now will pump it long. 40 minutes left of the half. Still 2 goals for Southampton to find. Seems impossible, especially when you let Wilson the other side of your man like that. Say, and he's brought him down there. That is going to be a free kick for Southampton. A free kick for Newcastle in a very good position. He had back Kieran Trippier to hit one in from here if he is the one to take it. Guess it's going to be Odriozola playing, yeah. Even though I think Camavinga might play there. Yeah, I heard Camavinga play there the other night, right? But I don't know, that's just what I heard. Camavinga's not a left back. Yeah, but the traits for central midfielders and fullbacks are very similar. I think most fullbacks could do a very good job in central midfield. It's like, especially modern fullbacks. I mean, look at like Cancelo. He pretty much plays as a midfielder. But yeah. Southampton prepare the wall. I don't know who's going to be over this free kick. It looks like Fabian Schär and Trippier. I imagine Trippier will take, but Schär interested in taking as well. But I imagine it will be Kieran Trippier. Camavinga's done nothing at Real Madrid. He's still very young though, Matt. Yeah, a bit harsh to say he's done nothing. Because I think he will go on to do things, but yeah, might not come immediately for a youngster like him. Unfortunately for Liverpool, salary is washed, so not too big a concern for Real Madrid. What is that over both legs? Yeah, the Champions League games. Yeah. I think that Camavinga would be a very good replacement over Odriozola because he's got the legs to keep up with Salah, and he's got the work ethic. He's tireless. Got engine on him, so I think he can do a very stellar job at left back of keeping Salah quiet. Obviously, you don't want to do too good a job that you end up stuck at left back your entire career. If you want to play central midfield, you might be quite content with left back. AC Milan are still favourites to beat Tottenham. If Milan play like that Romanian keeper, Spurs win like 8-0. Play that Romanian keeper, Spurs win like 8-0 in aggregate. No, Milan are washed. Yeah, Tartarusanu's evidently not great, but they don't have much of a choice with Milan currently out injured. I don't think they've got a goalkeeper in. So I guess they're just winging it with Tartarusanu, but it's just see when Milan comes back from injury. I don't know his current injury status. Milan are washed. Well, they lost 5-2 to Sassuolo, didn't they? Which was pretty poor. Could give Tottenham quite an easy route into the quarterfinals, but they'll probably end up with someone like Porto or Porto, Benfica, Sporting. They're all in the round 16. Chance to go through. Bruges could be another option. Someone like that. But yeah. And then they could be in the semis, where you never know what can happen in the semi-finals. So Tottenham could be handed a bit of a nice route to the Champions League final, depending on who they get. Oh, obviously, they could then end up with PSG in the quarters, in which case, less so. That's a PSG Cup through. They got very tough going against Bayern. I think that's going to probably be one of the best games of the group stages. We also haven't decided which group stage games we're going to do yet. Oh, and in gutting news, Luton have just missed a penalty. That's absolutely gutting. Handball from Kipre for Cardiff in the area. Missed penalty for Luton. Gutting. We could do with the 3 points. This point puts us back up into 5th, but a point behind Watford, 2 points behind Middlesbrough. Still with a game in hand on those, but if we were to win tonight, it would put us above them with a game in hand. Not sure, at least level with them. Yeah, level with Middlesbrough, and then we could only go behind on goal difference. But yeah, game in hand at the end of the month. We might do Luton Millwall on stream because there's nothing else on, so we might do it. But yeah, definitely going to be scrappy. Yeah, Tottenham, Milan probably will be. And yeah, I think Leao's going to be a massive issue for Tottenham. I think he's a magnificent player, Rafael Leao. Could definitely cause Tottenham some issues. Norris and Tass who can't defend their near post. Yeah, it could just be a cricket score, couldn't it? You've got brilliant finishers like Kane, Son, Kulusevski for one side, Giroud, Leao, and I don't know, Alexis Salamakers. I don't really know who plays Milan. Probably should, considering we're streaming on Sunday with the Milan derby. Another plug, but yeah. We're live Thursday for some La Liga action. Then at the weekend we've got double up. A bit of Tottenham, a bit of Milan. Tottenham hosting City and Milan heading to Milan. Big Milan derby that. Teo Hernandez as well will be a nightmare, yeah. I think he'll actually do a good job of keeping Kulusevski quiet. But yeah, it will be interesting to see. I'm surprised as well why Tottenham don't give Richarlison more minutes, considering how poor their forwards have looked this season. I know Son did really well the other day against Preston, but I don't think that's a fair metric. It's Preston. So, yeah. He's got to start performing. If not, surely some minutes on the bench are deserved. Anyway, Willock gets it to Burn. Newcastle can come down this left. Joe Linton. Options in the centre for Joe Linton. There's also players arriving on the edge, namely Sean Longstaff. I thought he was going to have another pop at goal after his goals earlier this game. Here's Kieran Trippier on the right hand side, picks out Longstaff again. He's making all the right runs here, Sean Longstaff. Bruno Guimaraes, he would love a hat trick, wouldn't he? That would be quality if I see a Sean Longstaff hat trick. Trippier, they're over aggressive on a dozy Southampton free kick. Trippier doesn't agree with it. He's telling them to get up. Everton could be the only club not to make a January signing. Imagine in relegation battle you do nothing, sign nobody. Apart from Deitch. Yeah, Deitch is a transfer, isn't he? I guess. Mesa doesn't like transfers. I'm going to go for a bit. Alright, see you, Matteo. Hopefully you return. Anyway, Bree on the ball now. Not the cheese, but the Southampton right back. Bednarek. Tries to find Armstrong, lose possession, but that touch from Longstaff puts out of touch, and it is a a Southampton throw. Bree. Back to Bednarek. Lavia. Nice turn. Bit of space ahead of him. Picks out Adams. Back to Diallo. Diallo has a Dozy out wide. Finds a Dozy. Back to Diallo. Lavia offers an option. Uses Romeo Lavia. Tries to pick out Bree. Or Ward-Prowse doesn't quite make the intended target. Ward-Prowse does it. That's a good challenge on Willock. It's out of play. Enzo's to Fernandes is a race against time. Enzo's a done deal, says Matteo. Apparently Enzo's a done deal now. Here we go, trending on Twitter in the UK 151,000 tweets. Is Enzo a done deal? That's what we want to know. I'm going to have a look. Is Enzo Fernandez done? Has Fabrizio said anything more? I haven't said anything. This is worrying. I just don't know what's going to happen with the Enzo deal. I just don't see it coming through. It's annoying. But yeah. Not long left, but it sounds like Enzo Fernandez and Chelsea moving in the right direction according to Jacob Steinberg. 3 minutes ago. That's an hour and 40 to get it through to get the deal sheet to is it the FA? I guess. But yeah. That would be big, wouldn't it? That would be big. Yeah, apparently it's moving in the right direction. This is exciting. This is exciting. Oh yeah, what else is exciting is the Southampton might be about to concede. Oh, they've done alright. The same source saying that it's done, well, at least in a few hours. Players doing the medicals, they could do the transfer in time, yeah. I think he'll do it. I hope so, Matteo. He's a brilliant player, Enzo Fernandez. And he's one I can't really see going badly. But I didn't, Darwin Núñez, same club. Even bigger fee with Enzo. Triple change now for Newcastle just to see out this fixture. Willock will be off. And in his place will come Alan Saint-Maximin. This is going to be interesting to see how this works out. But yeah, Saint-Maximin on for Willock. Wilson also off. Oh, is that Alex Isak is there? Okay, right. I just saw Murphy and Saint-Maximin. I was like, hang on. Who on earth is playing up front? But no, Alex Isak on for Callum Wilson. And then it's going to be Jacob Murphy for Dan Burn. No, for Miguel Almiron. All right. Burn was just there for a laugh. All right. Yeah, Enzo's twice as expensive as Darwin. No, Darwin was 80, weren't he? 80, something like that. So, yeah, 50%, 150% of the fee that was paid for Núñez. For Enzo, but I think Enzo's more proven than Núñez. Núñez obviously did alright in the Champions League, but I think the World Cup's a bigger stage, isn't it? And Enzo looks but much better. It's incredibly risky. I think there's as much risk with it though. Because then, to play as a midfielder in the Premier League, all you need to have is physicality. And you need to be technically good. Watching Enzo, he fits the profile exactly of what Chelsea need in a midfielder. The difference with Darwin Núñez is to be a striker in the Premier League, as we've seen with players like Timo Werner, and you have to be composed and you have to have everything. You have to be physical, you have to be tall, you have to be strong, you have to be a good finisher, you have to have composure. You've got to have so many different elements that only a certain few have, like Haaland. Or you've got to give those players a lot of time to develop all the different elements. But yeah, I think Enzo Fernandez will slot in perfectly, and I think he'll hit the ground running. Romeo Lavia, that big chance from Bruno Guimaraes, and it goes the other way. Darwin 64 mil, Enzo 105 mil. I thought they were both higher than that, to be fair. Even so, that's not double, but yeah, it's not far from it. And yeah, I feel this game's just gonna, should just fizzle out now. Really, Newcastle starting to just get into the lull. Game's trying to reach the lull of Newcastle able to hold off any Southampton attacks. Newcastle not really pushing for goals anymore. They don't need them. And yeah, 28 minutes to go. It's going to take a big push from Southampton. It would be a ridiculous. It would take something ridiculous for Southampton to overturn this now. It's going to take another shot goal like the Challenge one, and then them to use that momentum to push them through for a third. I just don't see Newcastle crumbling like that, in that manner. Anyway, Botman, Burn, and now Newcastle come down the line. Longstaff. Joe Linton. Goes back to Shaw. That's what happened, by the way. Joe Linton's gone to middle of the field with Saint-Maximin and Murphy on the pitch. So Mr. doing his United medical right now. Yeah, that's a deal that's pretty much done. 11 votes, by the way, in the poll and chat. All in favour of Newcastle. Seems it is going to go that way. Yeah. Not massively surprised, I have to say. That a lot of people think Newcastle will win. That seems to be coming to fruition. Welcome to the stream, HS Howe. Glad you could tune in. It's been a decent game. I mean, for the first 30 minutes, we're stunning. Since then, not been great. But yeah, Newcastle currently getting this over the line. What are your thoughts on deadline day, HS Howe? I know you've I forget who people support now. Everton, right? Probably best not to talk about deadline day then. Here's Romeo Lavia. Lovely turn, goes back to keeper. No game stream for me. It's 3 a.m. Need sleep. Got class tomorrow. Alright, well, thanks for hopping in, HSL, but yeah, you should probably get some rest. If you've got class tomorrow. Luckily, I've got a day off tomorrow. Teachers on strike, so day off. Should be lovely. Hopefully get some recording done. Because while the teachers might be having a day off, that Predictions is not going to record itself, so probably use the time we get off to do that, and yeah, probably should get some revision done as well. But yeah, Bednarak, Diallo, Southampton coming forwards now. Bree coming down this right. Adozie. Can Southampton make something happen? Adozie looking to cross. Burn forced him to the edge, and that's out. That's it. It looked like it's going to go out for a corner, but here's the corner flag. Out for a throw. Bournemouth, that is one of the best transfer reveals I've ever seen. Just watched it. Let me have a look. Bournemouth. Who have they signed? Oh, Zabarnyi. Oh, it's FM. Hang on. Oh, so I probably should focus on the game as well. Isak coming forwards. Cross to Bird. Here's Sir Maximan. And Adozie holds on to it. It's brilliant. They basically just search FM. They're on FM. They search FM Legends. Sabarnyi's there. And they, basically, add him to the team. Wow, love it. That's quite decent, to be fair. I still think Burnley are absolute kings in that regard, though. Burnley's transfer reveals are just unparalleled. But yeah. What do you think of the Jorginho movie? Jorginho move. Sorry, not a film. It feels nice to me. I think it's, well, as a Chelsea fan, I'm not best pleased he's going to London rather than let's run his contract down and then go to Italy in the summer. But yeah, well, that's all right, I guess. No, I'm not going to lose sleep over Jorginho, especially if we sign Enzo Fernandez. I'll be more than content with our business. We lost Gordon Mordat for Newcastle, I guess. Yeah, I think he'll do well at St James Park as well, but that is going to be a sore loss for Everton. Bree, by the way, gets the ball in the centre, and then the ball perhaps can't quite get there. And how's Zaniolo thing going? Deal's off. Seeming, I don't know where Zaniolo's going to go now, but he's certainly not going Bournemouth. Southampton have reached a full agreement to sign Titan 6'7" Paul Uanucho from Unuachu, I'm going to guess, from Genk. Yeah, I saw him linked. I think it's a good signing, but I think Suleiman is an even better one for the Saints. So yeah, there's some good business on deadline day from Southampton. They're identifying areas they need, but now they've got Adozie, Orsic and Suleiman who all play the same position. So what they're going to do there, I don't really know. Adozie in behind, by the way. Flag might go up. It does go up. Thought he was off, but I say Everton might have a worse season than last year. Yeah, hate to break it to you, HSL, but I think it's Everton's year to go down. That's probably the best option. Yeah, make a good point, accept. But I look at the clubs around them; they're full of ambition, and they're actually investing in the squad. Forest, look at them; they've spent so much money, and that squad is a lot stronger. I think it's only got better this window. Who else is around them? Bournemouth, they're bringing in some big players. Weren't they linked with, is Nico Jackson to Bournemouth done? Or didn't that fall through as well? A lot has happened with Bournemouth. They're chasing a lot of big talents. And they've got Ilyas Abani. I think that's a great addition. Whether it'll do well in the Prem or not still remains to be seen, but I think it's still a good addition. Who else is around there? Southampton, I think they look a lot stronger than Everton at the moment. They beat them the other week as well, Southampton. I think there's more chance of Southampton being able to pick up points in these sort of crucial games. The difference is, though, that Everton will have their relegation manager. I just wonder if they've brought him in too early. Whether they might be able to pick up some points now, but whether that might taper off and all go horrifically wrong. Whereas, obviously, we'll see. I think Southampton is going to keep. I might actually play some nice football. Whether Nathan just makes the decision, I hope he does. But I don't know. It'd be nice if we get down. If they do go down, they stick with him though. They'll crush it down there. Stay up as the target for now because I can't see players wanting to join this window. Yeah. I mean, I thought Conor Gallagher was going to go Everton, but apparently not. So yeah. Nico Jackson fell through because he failed his medical. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Why was it again? Why did he fail his... Oh, well, he's injured, isn't he? Such a weird... How do you not know he's injured? Surely you just sign him anyway and back the fact he'll probably be alright. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that's really bad for the Toffees brand new stadium for Championship football. Oh, if not, that's really, really bad for the Toffees brand new stadium for Championship football. Yeah, I think the Championship, they'll get a load of parachute payments. They'll be able to sell off a lot of their, dross because they won't want to be in the Championship, or just let them leave on freeze. And then you could just start rebuilding an actual team, hopefully under new ownership if you're an Everton fan. I think a lot of the Everton fans have lost faith in Farhad Mashiri, who's not done great. The approach to transfers Everton's always been a bit odd. Chelsea will try until the end for Enzo, meeting still ongoing, no medical yet. It would be completed in Portugal if the two clubs will be able to reach full agreement. An hour and 28 minutes on the clock. Yeah. Fight on. It is indeed. 20 minutes left of this one though. I would have stayed if this wasn't a game. If we'd known there was a deadline day and it wasn't just me on stream, then maybe we could have done a deadline day stream. But yeah. Oh my god, Luton have scored in the 89th minute. But Adam Armstrong has got in behind there. Well, did get in behind, but the shot wasn't great. I think it was offside anyway. Cutting that for Southampton, that could have been a big moment. I'm waiting for the Chelsea game. Yeah. Obviously on Friday night against Fulham. So if you want to tune into a stream, we are live again on Thursday. We're not covering the Chelsea Fulham game, but we are covering Valencia Real Madrid on Thursday. And then on Sunday, we've got double up Tottenham Manchester City at 4:30, and then the Milan derby at 7:45. Sure, big games. Yeah, Paul Onuachu signed for Southampton. Chelsea still fighting for Enzo Fernandez. Luton Town, 89th minute goal. Who's grabbed that? Elijah Adebayo, the absolute saints. That could be a big 3 points for Luton Town. That's sensational. Cardiff 21st in the league. An important 3 points against a side we should be beating. Good to see. And Adebayo makes up for his missed penalty. So yeah, a lot going on right now. There's other games. You got any more updates, Hex? Is anything else happening? I want to see Mudryk and Felix playing together and also the rest of the new signings. Yeah, no Felix yet, but he will be back the weekend after and we'll be live for him. The return of Felix will be live for Chelsea versus West Ham. Should be a decent little game, and then, yeah. Merseyside derby same weekend. I think that's on the Monday night, isn't it? And we are streaming that, and then Tuesday and Wednesday as well with Champions League stuff. So a lot coming up in the next few weeks. A load of big streams. And yeah, on top of that, we're also back posting on the Formula 1 chat. So if F1 is something you enjoy, make sure to get involved over there. We're starting to build a community. We're hoping to build a community this year. We started posting on that channel last year. It had some moderately successful videos, but now we're trying to, do not as many videos, I don't think, because last year we put we didn't put much effort into the TF1C channel, but we put out some random, we put out some videos, but they weren't great. Hopefully this year we can focus on quality over quantity on that channel. But don't worry, if you're just a massive fan of TFC, the TFC aren't going anywhere. We're putting the same amount of effort, if not more effort, into this channel this year. And yeah, slowly building it all up now. Yeah. I've just seen the Fabrizio update. Fight is on. Rui Costa. Not a fan. And also, Fabrizio with tweeting, official confirmed the new Adidas Predator. That's so smart. Such a brilliant idea from Adidas, that. But yeah, that's free promotion on. Well, I imagine they paid him, but it's been relatively cheap. Oh yeah, Rui Costa seems to be annoying a lot of Chelsea fans. It doesn't seem like the deal's going to go through now. By the way, big save forced out of Gambazunu there by Newcastle, but it's not. It's not a lot to thing we know. It's just pretty much game over. That might have struck Salisu's arm. If it has, Newcastle penalty, game set match. 44 minutes ago, there was my sources just told me Enzo Fernandez's deal is done. He's on his way to Chelsea from the secret scout, but apparently not done according to Fabrizio. Interesting to see. But yeah, a lot of people, a lot of reliable sources calling this Enzo deal wrong. I guess there's just so much going on with it. I know Fabrizio said that it's such a weird deal behind the scenes, just a lot going on. About Union Berlin player got something for diving. I read a beautiful article on how the Premier League's financial support can be very, very harmful for the rest of Europe. Interesting you say that, HSL. Podcast tomorrow is titled, Is the Premier League Too Rich? Look out for that. Should be an interesting one. But yeah, that was interesting that you found that article recently. But because when I was reading, we didn't do much research for that episode, but it was sort of a late. We didn't realise we'd have much time. We didn't have as much time as we usually do to record. So yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about with like the Zaniolo. When I saw that Zaniolo was linked to both Bournemouth and AC Milan, I thought, wow, this is what is going on. Yeah, Joe Rebo coming on. Southampton going for this now. Will it be a case of too little too late, or could they find the 2 goals they need? What happened to Harry? Just you say nothing's happened to him. Don't worry, HSL. He is he's simply not around. He trains on Tuesday nights, but yeah, that means it will just be me most Tuesdays with the Champions League going forward. So yeah, if you're tuning in regularly, you're gonna have to get used to just seeing me sometimes. Watford rejected a late offer from Everton for Ismail Sarr. You'd imagine Sarr will want to go though. You can understand also why Everton want to sign a place from Watford. Look how good the players they have signed from them have done. Just Richarlison, but that's a pretty good success rate. 100%, mate. 100% of them are success. So yeah. Anyway, 30 minutes left of this one. Any more transfer news, Exeter? What's currently going on? Or anyone, if you've got a transfer rumour for us to discuss, stick it in chat. Or if you've got an opinion on the game, there's not a lot left going on here at St James Park, unless Southampton somehow grab a goal now, which I just don't see happening. Yes, it's not going to be. There's not a lot going on. Anyway, Bruno Guimaraes bringing it forwards, releases an absolute cracker on his left, but it's just wide of the mark. I thought that was going home, but when he hit that, I thought it's just going in it, but does Bazunu touch or is it just no? It's just wide. Oh, it's very close. Great effort from Bruno. Unlucky that just goes to the wrong side of the post. Very, very close though. The fact though that it's Newcastle going close with the end here, rather than Southampton who are desperate for a goal. For a deadline of 11 o'clock, the deal sheet cannot be used before 9 o'clock and needs to arrive fully completed before the transfer window closes. Once the deal sheet arrives, clubs have got another 2 hours or until 1 o'clock which submit the full paperwork. Yeah, that's the thing. If Chelsea can just get the agreement signed, sealed, the deal sheet through, they'll be fine then. The deal will be done, but it's about getting that signed and sealed and sorted. Although Leeds do have something for Americans. What's this? Oh, Americans. Sorry, yeah, no, Who knows what you're on about? But yeah. Salisu, Perot finds Lavia. Now Ward-Prowse, he's dropped a little deeper to accommodate Aribo, go more further forward. Adozie goes down, free kick on the edge. Perfect territory for a certain JWP. Perfect territory. And this would be a big moment and a big goal if he was to bury this. This would throw Southampton a life buoy. No rubber dinghy to survival. Also, Cedric Suarez deal does not include any buy clause. Yeah. One thing I take away from this Southampton second half performance is just how brilliant Romeo Lavia is. He's just looked absolutely superb. For 19 years old, his vision, his movement, his accuracy, it's absolutely superb. It's such a gem. I really hope he ends up at Chelsea, but I don't know if it'll happen. February's in 2019 minutes. Thank you, X said. Also, potential red card for Bruno here. And he's going to the monitor. The referee's going to the monitor. Bruno Guimaraes could be off. And obviously this would be terrible for Newcastle. And for Bruno if they were to get to the final. Also, if this is a red, Manchester United are match fixing. 100%. Let's have a look. It's a nasty challenge. I think a red's over the top. There's no intent to cause harm there. VR checking a red card. I'm not going to try and do the graphics. I feel like it's not going to go horribly wrong, but a potential red card, obviously, if there is a red card. There was a red card last week, wasn't there, when I was here? Well, it was just me. Don't know what it is about these evenings. Right, he's come to a verdict, the referee. Hang on. Oh, he said no yellow. Hang on. What is this? It's a red. Bruno's off. Bruno Guimaraes is off. I think that's a soft one, I have to say. I think that's a very soft one. But he's off. And Newcastle have 10 men to play for the next 9 minutes. Bruno Guimaraes is off. Newcastle a man down, and he will miss the final. He can't believe it. And he's clearly quite annoyed. Quite upset. It's a silly foul. He's just gone in for the ball, missed it, stamps on Adozie's ankle. It's a nasty tackle, but there's no malicious intent. He's not out of control. He's not reckless, but it's enough for a red in the eyes of the referee and in the eyes of VAR. It's a shame to say because it's not going to have much of an impact on this game. It's a harsh one, and it does mean he has to miss the final, which just makes it less competitive. He's a brilliant player. He deserves to be in the Carabao Cup final. So if they do get there. But now, Southampton, 8 minutes here. 2 goals needed, a free kick. We know there's going to be some added time here. Because we've had a red card and things like that have happened. There is a chance here for something magical to happen. James Ward-Prowse is over this one. We know how much of a wizard he is from these Deadpool situations. Could he do it? Could he spark a Southampton comeback? Let's see. I mean, this would be the great example if you cannot write it. You cannot write football. But anyway, Ward-Prowse over it. It's a poor delivery. It's a terrible effort. And everything is sad now. Hang on. Well, I don't know what this has been called back for. Isak's down with head injury. All right. I thought maybe it was retaken. I thought someone ran at him or something. I don't know. But yeah, Isak down, holding his head. But yeah, Ward-Prowse. You know exactly what we're trying to do, and actually it's a massive block from Alexander Isak, but it's hit him straight in the face, and he's in a lot of pain now. But yeah, he just took a rocket from Ward-Prowse right to the skull. Well, let's have a look in chat. Any more transfer rumours as we approach the deadline? No, I would say yellow. Yeah, I agree. I said I don't see how that was a red. It's handed Southampton a lifeline though. 6 minutes left of this game, plus whatever's added on to find 2 goals. They've got to score in the next 2 minutes for any hope. They've got to. Will they though? Probably not. Even if they score 1 there, I don't think they could have scored 2. And that's the issue for Southampton. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Felipe signed for Nottingham Forest. Decent bit of business. Decent bit of business. That should allow Steve Cook to join Luton Town, right? Would be brilliant. Everton offered to live Visual a £3.5 million contract until the end of the season with a £2 million bonus of this out. The player has no interest in the move. Of course not. Of course not. I'm actually did that. He left a very good AC Milan side playing in the Champions League to go and play Goodison Park in a relegation battle. I've been trying everything possible by the sounds of it. Why don't they target like realistic options? Like strikers. Who could they get? I don't know. There we go. That's why they can't think of any. Words. Wouldn't they be better like going for, I don't know, Duvan Zapata? Sure, that's got more chance than Olivier Giroud. I guess that's more risky. There's no Prem proven there. Lavia tries the ball out across to a Dozy, but it's a poor pass. After we singing his praises earlier, Romeo Lavia, he goes and pulls that out. I feel like I should never praise a footballer ever because they just immediately do something horrific. Now, substitution for Southampton. They're throwing more attackers at this game. They're going for it. They really are. If they were to pull it off, it would be something magical. It's not going to happen because Southampton, again, on the back foot. Here come Newcastle. Here's Alan Saint-Maximin running down this right. Options in the centre. Delivery. It doesn't quite find the intended target Alex Isak. Southampton get it away, but it's back with Newcastle. Southampton get back possession. Perot. Bednarek. Everton are trying everything. Aaron Upshold talks what he tried to sign Luis Suarez in 2011, but Daniel Levy signed a couple of free transfers instead. Says a lot. Is that a good trim of the sub? Oh, I did see, but I'm going to need a second look. Dozy gets it in the box. The players in there, Adams and Armstrong, both annoyed he's not cut it back. He just puts it in the general area. But it's too close to the defenders, and Dozy's annoyed that no one made a forward run. But yeah, brief, spots Dozy in the pocket. He should be cutting it back. He's annoyed no one runs onto it. Kitchen sink, everyone throwing the kitchen sink at everything, yeah. They've got who now? So Kumara's on the pitch. Sally Sue off. I don't know what on earth Southampton switched to. It's a 3-4. I don't know, 3-4-3. But the 2 of the 3 are fullbacks, and then everyone else is just a forward. They've got 3 strikers on the pitch, 3 central midfielders, and Samuel Adozy. And then a right back, a left back, and a centre back, and obviously a keeper. That's all I've worked out. This is baffling, absolutely baffling as to what's currently going on. But they're throwing everything at it. There is no formation anymore. It's just getting players forward, and they've got to do it quicker here. Ward Prowse, deep in his own half, gives it to Bednarek. Bednarek, can he find the pass forward? Tries to pick out Adams. It bounces around everywhere. Newcastle can get it forward. Isak is going to run to the left here. Ball to the trying to get to the corner. Aribo plays Mara down the line. He's not going to get there. Sekou Mara. How good is Mara's trim? You know what? Solid trim. Southampton scored 2 goals. It goes pens immediately. I don't know, which is worrying. I don't know whether I can put pens on the graphics. We might be in a lot of trouble if that would happen. That would be learning on the fly. Wolf officially signed Hamad Traore. That's the right back, isn't it, from Rennes? That's a brilliant bit of business. PSG have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Hakim Ziyech on loan until the summer. Deal not signed but in place and includes a fee but no option to buy. AC Milan, Roma, like some Premier League clubs are also interested. And so live news on a deadline day show, Richard's just tweeted about, well, sorry, I can't tune in, mate. People, tell me what's going on with Enzo Fernandez. Is there any hope? Are we going to get him? At least Felix is gone. Oh, wait. Fabrizio said, get ready. Might be for Ziyech. Alright. Right. A lot is going on. Gary Neville's done a good job. 4 games of the season, Bournemouth look well and truly out of it. Well, yeah, and they're bringing in some big players. There's some ambition there. I think Zabani and Traore are both magnificent additions. Bournemouth looks like they've had a good transfer. Who else they brought in? Give me a rundown of Bournemouth's transfers and also update me on the Enzo situation because I can't tune into Fabrizio's stream. Hi, welcome to the stream, Ryan Tune. With a classic high full stop. Great to see you, Ryan. Better late than never. We've been a little light on numbers tonight. Not many tuning in, but thank you for hopping in towards the end here. PSG and Chelsea have reached a total agreement for the loan of Hakim Ziyech. Brilliant. Happy to see him go. Done deal. Marseille have announced the signing of Vitinha for a club record 30 mil from Braga. I swear Vitinha was at PSG. Have I completely made that up? Bray tries to get in the box. It's cleared away by Byrne. Bray heads back in. Foot flicked on. Ward-Prowse. Chayaz tries to nod it down to Aribo. Aribo gets it to Perot, who tries to pop it off from range, but the effort's blocked by Jacob Murphy. It falls to Bednarek. And now all 10 Southampton outfielders in this Newcastle half, they can't get the ball forwards. Now they're back in their own half. Newcastle's pressures are that good that even with 10 men, they're forcing Southampton back. And now it's a corner. This has got to be a good delivery, and this has got to be in the back of the net. And that's a different Vitinha. All right, thank you, Access. 7 minutes additional time. Yes, I should add that, shouldn't I? Added time +7. There we go. Was a Vitinha from Porto midfielder and one from Braga striker. Alright. Alex Isak's down with an injury. Now he will get up. So he seems to be alright again. In the 100th minute, by the way, Blackburn just scored against Birmingham and it's an own goal. What's going on there? Why have they played to the 100th minute? What have been the delays? That's mental. Either they've had like some horrific injuries or like a late kickoff or so. Even then, they wouldn't play the minutes if it was a late kickoff, would they? It would just be like, I don't know what's happened there. Presumably what's doing Allison. What, go up for it? Yeah. Joao Lascelles coming on, by the way. Isak's down and injured. Surely they'll make this time up because they're eating into their time now, Newcastle. Lascelles on, Isak off. Matt, I've just seen this game out now. Sabitzer United is confirmed, by the way. Thank you, Matteo. He's up for the corner. What, Bazunu? He's got to get back very quickly, hasn't he? Unless he scores. Not long left now. I think this is going to be Newcastle through to the Carabao Cup final. Wait, to Chelsea. Here we go. Agreement reached right now between Chelsea and Benfica. Yep. Just seen it from Fabrizio. The deal is done. Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea is done. Agreement reached now between Chelsea and Benfica. Important clubs running to get the documents signed before end of the window, but it is finally agreed. Boarding set to be completed. He's on his way to London. It's done. Enzo Fernandez is coming to Chelsea. Wow. Fabrizio, thank you. Thank you for your service, sir. And this is magnificent. The deal that has dominated the headlines throughout this window. Finally completed. Enzo Fernandez is going to be playing for Chelsea. If they don't sign the documents in time with breakdown, they'll get the documents done. Come on. That's a mere formality with an hour and 4 minutes to go. That's just signing a few things, sorting it all out. Bosh, sorted. 100 mil stupid though. I think 100 mil for Enzo though is a lot better deal than a lot of the other 100 mil players. No, I don't think he'll be as bad as others. I don't think he'll be worse than Lukaku, put it that way. But I think he's an absolutely magnificent player. Lavia, he just puts it over. Needed to keep his shot down and he doesn't. Seems all but done now. It's not a bad delivery. Ward press. What's Lavia on the edge? Lavia. Yeah. Dan Burn flying at him, just can't place his shot well enough. I think you're waffling. I think you're absolutely waffling. We're talking about, I'd say, the best young talent in the world right now, other than Mbappe and Haaland. Very exciting player. Current Golden Boy the World Cup best young player. He's a World Cup winner. He started every game for Argentina at that tournament. He's clearly rated highly. I think he's a brilliant player. And he suits exactly what Chelsea need. By the way, on comes, I don't know who he's a random child Newcastle are bringing on now. Number 32. Find out who he is shortly when the graphic is on. Jacob Murphy's coming on. He's only just gone on. Hasn't he? He's smiling as he jogs off slowly. I think he's more than happy to come off though, because they just need to see this out. But yeah. And DJ Kletkar looking at Murphy very angrily. Elliot Anderson's coming on. They just want to see this out now. Bellingham, nah, man. I think it's very close, though. I think it's considering Bellingham. I know Bellingham's younger, so I think that gives him a lot. And I rate Jude Bellingham very highly, but I don't know. They're different players. They're different players. Enzo's a lot more of a controlling midfielder. A lot more of a deep-lying playmaker, or whereas Bellingham tends to get involved more going forward, more of a box-to-box. Could play as a Mazzala, I guess Bellingham best as box-to-box, but yeah, I don't know. Very similar players. Well, no, it's very similar in ability. And obviously position, but they play different roles. But I think that now that Chelsea have signed for Enzo, they're out of the Bellingham race. Oh yeah, 100%. The only chance Chelsea had at Bellingham was if they lost Enzo and they desperately needed a midfielder. But yeah, I'm not surprised Chelsea got Enzo over the line, because they must have known. They must have had that ace up the sleeve, because if not, they wouldn't have let Jorginho go. Wow. Fantastic. It's been so, this window's been so up and down of misery and sadness, and Enzo's on, then Enzo's off, and now it's talks writing down and all this. Finally, a deal is agreed. Enzo Fernandez will be a Chelsea player, and Southampton are going to be knocked out of the Carabao Cup because they can't find a goal. They're throwing everything at them. They can't find a goal. And Newcastle doing enough now just to stop Southampton. And I think they'll see it out. Bree. To Bednarek. Here is Aribo. Perot tries to get it in there. Sekumara heads it, but it's not come to anything. Adozi gets it back to Bree. Bree now delivers. It's a good ball in. It's not met by anyone. Pope punches away. Perot could get it back in there. Needs to spot Lavia on the edge. Doesn't. Tries to force it into the box. Aribo brings it down again. Adams. We've seen him hit one from range before. He tries another one, but it's blocked by the multiple So many Newcastle bodies just in the way. Exactly what they need to do. Yeah, they're just keeping it incredibly compact. Southampton not really able to get a clean shot at goal. Which is exactly what they need to do. Someone for release Matt Doherty joins out late on a free. Not surprising there. But yeah. Oh, Lavia. Managed to hold off Jonathan there. Throw. Lavia. Yeah. I got that mixed up between Lavia and Rebo. Bree. Edozie. They're coming forward now. Samuel Edozie. What can he create? Lavia. It just feels like too little, too late here, even if Southampton were to get a goal. Ball in, headed away. Lavia with the effort. It's blocked by Elliot Anderson, I believe. And there we go. Job's done. 100 minutes on the clock. But finally, it is done. Fernandez is done. We've had a victory. Fernandez is done. Loads of other transfers done. Deadline day is almost over. And Newcastle are into a Carabao Cup final. Their first final in years. That's us of a big day. With probably Manchester United. That's tomorrow night. Join us back with Manchester United in a couple of days. I'm going to just change the added time. So, full time as I outro. But yeah, as I say, we'll be back live in a couple of days. We've got Real Madrid versus Valencia on Thursday, and obviously a double up on Sunday, so look out for those. Should be some very good streams. But yeah, that's all from us today. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to slowly say I'll see you next time. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.